Lara and the Moonlit Lantern. Lara was a curious 8-year-old girl who lived in a little seaside village where every morning she helped her grandmother gather fresh eggs and feed the chickens, and every evening she and her best friend Emre ran down to the pebbled beach to watch the sun sink behind the hills. But one bright night after she finished reading her bedtime story, she wandered outside and saw a soft silver glow dancing across the sand by the old pier, and when she crept closer she found a small brass lantern with no flame but with 6 colored glass panels, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet, that sparkled like tiny gems, so she reached out and felt a gentle warmth in her hand. And a soft voice whispered, "Light my heart and follow my glow to the Moonlit Garden," and though Lara felt a quick flutter of fear, she knew she must be brave, so she ran inside to wake Emre, who loved puzzles and adventures as much as she did. And before dawn they packed a small satchel with 2 cheese sandwiches, 2 bottles of water, a box of matches, a wool scarf, a small compass, and the lantern wrapped in her grandmother's cloth. Then they promised Lara's grandmother to return by midday, and set off down the narrow lane toward the forest where tall pines shivered in the sea breeze, and Lara held the lantern high so its faint glow could guide them under the pale morning sky. They crossed the sandy dunes, following the lantern's light past a flock of sheep grazing at the forest's edge, and entered the woods where sunlight filtered through the needles to make moving patterns on the soft earth, and after a short walk they found a fallen branch blocking the path, under which lay a small, frightened hedgehog, so Lara knelt to lift the branch while Emre cleared away the twigs, and when the hedgehog scurried to safety the lantern glowed red and a tiny red crystal materialized at Lara's feet, which she slipped into her pocket, and farther on they reached a crystal-clear stream where a young fish was stranded on a shallow bank, so Emre cupped the fish gently and returned it to the water. And the lantern glowed orange and revealed an orange gem under a smooth stone. Then they crossed the stream on mossy stepping stones and climbed a gentle hill dotted with daisies, sharing sandwiches under a blue sky, and Lara drew the red and orange crystals in her notebook while Emre wrote, "kindness," and "help," beside each drawing. Then they followed a deer track through ferns until they met a tiny fox cub with a broken paw, and Lara wrapped it carefully in her scarf while Emre soaked his scarf in water to cool the cub's paw, and when the cub hopped away the lantern glowed yellow and left a yellow crystal in Emre's hand, so they saved it and climbed to the forest's center. There, under an ancient oak, they saw a mossy stone door carved with flower and moon symbols and no visible keyhole. But when Lara pressed the lantern's green panel against the carvings the door swung open to reveal the Moonlit Garden, where pale blue flowers opened to the sky and a stone fountain sat silent in the center. A soft voice said, "Thank you for your care. Please restore my light with your gems." So Lara placed the red, orange, and yellow crystals in the carved basins around the fountain and Emre added the green one, and at once the fountain whispered with water, then glowed blue, and a fresh stream of silver water filled its bowl, making each flower lift its petals in thanks. As the garden brightened the lantern's violet panel glowed too, and a small violet crystal appeared at Emre's feet, so he picked it up and slipped it into his pocket. The voice whispered, "You have brought warmth, hope, joy, and peace. Now take this final gift," and from the fountain's heart rose a single silver seed that floated into Lara's hand, pulsing with soft light, and the voice said, "Plant this seed where dreams are needed." Then a breeze stirred the leaves and fireflies rose in a gentle dance. Lara and Emre bowed to the Moonlit Garden, closed the stone door behind them, and followed the deer track back over the hill, across the stream, and through the shifting woods until they reached the village just as church bells chimed for midday, and their families greeted them with relieved smiles. And Lara showed her grandmother the silver seed while Emre showed his mother the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet crystals, and they told every detail of the hidden garden and the dancing fireflies. And that very afternoon Lara planted the silver seed by the old well in the square and watered it gently, and each morning it sprouted a small silver shoot that glowed in the dawn light. That night Lara placed the lantern on her windowsill, saw its panels shine under the stars, and wrote in her notebook, "Kindness unlocks hidden doors," as she drifted to sleep dreaming of moonlit blossoms and secret paths, knowing that with a brave heart and a helping hand she and Emre could find new wonders wherever they looked.